Hi friends, it's July 11th, 2012. I'm in round 1, P3, day 18. And when I stepped on the scale this morning, I was 141.2 again. So I am 1.2 above my LDW, within a healthy range of where I'm supposed to be. And the good news is that I had 2 large glasses of red wine last night. And I didn't have a weight gain, and that is the first time that that has ever happened. So I may end up having a gain tomorrow when I step on the scale. Hoping I don't, but I'm thrilled that I didn't today. So let's see. My mom's getting ready to start. She's anxious to start, and we were talking yesterday about proper planning and not just jumping right into the protocol. And so she has been reading Pounds and Inches for a couple of weeks now, and came and reviewed the diet at my house and looked at my scale and some of the tools that I'm using, and we've been talking each weekend. And so I kind of started mulling it over, especially since I was thinking about starting my P2 round 2 next week after my company leaves. I, realized that it would probably be beneficial for both of us to be on a round at the same time. And so I agreed to help her prepare food next weekend and get her freezer stocked and get ready to make some changes happen in her life. And so in reviewing that, we were talking about P2 and setting yourself up to succeed and not fail. And we mentioned a few things that she should start making a list for, and one of them was loading food. Start making a list of healthy oils and fats and foods and all the things that you think that you're going to miss while you're on this protocol. And so we talked about cheese, and we talked about avocado and oil, olive oil and butter and the dairy, the creams, whipped cream. We talked about the nuts, and we talked about lamb and all the different things that she's concerned about. And we talked about loading improperly and on high carb, high sugar food, and what it will do to you after you begin the protocol, and then try to detox from that. And so I recommended that, she add a couple things to the list and that she feels that she's going to miss, so that she can eat those and know that, okay, I just had those and it's going to be a while before I have them again, but I will have them again. But we mainly talked about concentrating on not loading on crap, because then you're going to feel like crap. You're going to have a headache. Your stomach's going to hurt. Your body aches, and you don't sleep very well, and all of those things. She's already increased her water, which is a great thing. When I talked to her about how much water she should be drinking, she was surprised that you really need to be drinking that much. I think most people think they're drinking a lot of water because they're using the bathroom, but they don't realize that if you are thirsty, it's already too late. If your body is telling you it's thirsty, it's already in that survival mode of triggering in your brain that you need fluid, and you really shouldn't ever feel that way. You shouldn't have that feeling. And if you're drinking enough water, you never really feel like you're thirsty. And so the other thing we talked about was prepping your food, stocking your freezer, getting as much shopping done as possible so that you don't find yourself in the grocery store unnecessarily. So we are going to cook and make sure that she has as many options available to her as possible, so that if she has an evening where she gets off of work and comes home, she has options available to her to eat immediately just by pulling something out of the freezer. You can have meals ready within 10 minutes, and you just have to prepare for this. Find the things that you like and have them ready to go. And then the other item that I told her to add to her list was to sit down and speak with her husband about the foods that he wants to eat while she's on the diet, and have a conversation with your mate and tell them you need their help to be successful, and that there will be nights where you struggle in the kitchen and you may not be able to cook or to sit down and eat a meal with your whole family. I remember there were nights where I would just prepare the food and I would excuse myself from the kitchen. There weren't a lot of them, but occasionally I found myself, you know, in a position in P2 where I just didn't want to sit down and have that meal with my family when they were eating something that was enticing and I felt like I was being deprived. For the most part, you get past that, and you eventually prepare your meals based around their meals. So an example would be if my family was having Mexican food, which typically at least one day a week we have Mexican food, whether it's tacos or burritos or enchiladas. We always have some form of Mexican food. I made a Mexican chicken salad or steak salad and made sure that I could sit down and eat things with them that were very similar. Now, it wasn't the same. It didn't have cheese. It didn't have tortillas. But I found ways to adjust and eat that Mexican food with them. Same thing with the spaghetti. We typically have a spaghetti once a week or a lasagna because it's very easy to have the sauce frozen and then, you know, just prepare it that day when you need it. If you have to, pull it directly right out of the freezer. And so I found myself making a P2 friendly spaghetti sauce and having it with hamburger and crumbled or without, and then putting it over noodles, my form of noodles. Occasionally I would have the shiitake noodles or the miracle noodles. I'm not a huge fan of those. I would more than likely grate a zucchini and a summer squash and saute them in a little bit of coconut oil and then pour my sauce over that, and that satisfied the need for an Italian food. So proper planning. Ask your mate what are the foods that you're going to want to eat, and then if you can, prep them and freeze them also, so that you're doing the same thing for them, pulling it out of the freezer, or prepare them and make sure that you do, you know, a larger batch, and so that they can have those leftovers a couple of times that week. And that is what is going to allow you to succeed and not fail, is planning. Plan it out. Plan your meals. On the weekends, plan to have a special meal. Keep it simple and easy during the week. You know, if that's when you're working and sometimes you just don't want to think when you come home after working all day. Or for me, I mean, I usually have a few hours of carpooling or some type of sport practice or even game. And sometimes I come home and I just need to eat right away, and so does my family. So I keep it easy and simple, and then on the weekends, make it special. You know, put the paper plates away, get the china out, or get the wine glass out and fill it up with sparkling water and add a lemon or some crushed mint or something to make you feel like you're not depriving yourself, and know that the results in the end are what you're looking for. Success in the end is the end result when you stay on protocol. So again, proper planning, and you know, some people need to see it on paper. I like to have it all written out and planned and know what I'm doing, and know that that food is going to be available. I don't live real close to a great grocery store. I'm about 20 minutes away from a Safeway, and about 10 minutes away from a very small grocery store that has limited items, and then there's also a health food store in town 10 minutes away. And I don't want to be in the grocery store when I'm hungry, because I think we make improper choices at that time. So, all right. At this point, I would say that I'm pretty stable at this 141. I'm a little bit over my LDW, but I think if I could just set that darn wine glass down, and I have to say, I mean, I don't struggle really with indulging with food. I enjoy a glass of red wine after dinner, and with my period coming into town, like I said yesterday, I found myself extremely irritated and not very friendly. And so I kind of just read my book and watched some vlogs and researched some recipes on the computer and unwinded that way, and that took the edge off for me. And so if I put that wine glass down, I'm sure I could be right on top of my LDW. But I'm not really concerned about it right now because I'm continuing to live life the way I normally live, and that includes having a glass of red wine in the evening occasionally. So yay for me, no increase today, and hopefully no increase tomorrow from indulging last night. I hope you guys are having a great day. Happy releases, you know, stick with great stabilizations, and if you're planning to do this protocol, plan it well and get started. You know, it's something that you're going to be very pleased with if you do it correctly. And that's all for now. All right, ciao.